So welcome everyone. So this is the web development class for boys and girls. So yeah, we are going to start in a moment. So for those guys that have been following the class since a few weeks ago last year, so this is going to be the final class. That we're going to do a quick recap, actually looking at what we've done. So I'm going to share my screen quickly. So we've done this a few weeks ago, but we're going to go through it today quickly. And what we've done the introduction to HTML. We've kind of written hello world, how to say hello. We've done the header tags, so images, how to do images, and how to have a photo color. And we've quickly actually made a simple website. So, and there's also project for you to do. So that's what we're going to go through quickly this evening. And then we'll try to see if we can break into rooms. Then from there, so, okay, I'm going to pass it to David actually to do a quick overview. Then we'll break into the rooms. So.
Okay, hello. So we're going to be doing the web development and we're going to be starting with the introduction. We're just going to be going through this quickly.
What goes into making these web pages behind the scenes? Well, introducing HTML. HTML is the language for building web pages. So why learn HTML? Well, HTML lets us build our own web pages. When we build our own web pages, we can easily share our ideas and creations with the entire world. Web pages have become an incredibly valuable resource in our society for spreading information, spreading ideas, for artists to share their creations, for groups to get together and organize. Web pages are the new way information is shared between people. Well, let's start with breaking down this HTML. What exactly is HTML? Well, HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. How exactly does HTML mark up the text of a web page? Well, introducing HTML tags. HTML tags mark up the text of a document in order to tell the browser how that text should be displayed. So HTML is made up of several tags that can decorate or mark up the standard text of a document in order to tell the browser how that text should be displayed. So at the core of it, HTML is really just normal text plus these markup tags. So what do HTML tags look like? Well, they're enclosed in angle brackets. You can see there, that's an example of an HTML tag. They are not actually displayed on the resulting web page. They're only found in the HTML document, not on the final web page. And they inform the browser about how certain text should be displayed. So let's look at our first HTML tag, and that is the H1 tag. So as you can see, tags start and end with angle brackets. We have the opening angle bracket and the closing angle bracket. And the name of the tag goes in between these angle brackets. So this is an H1 tag. The name of the tag is H1. Now when we use these tags, we need both an opening tag and a closing tag. And the opening tag looks exactly like the closing tag, except that the closing tag has a backslash right before the tag name. Now in between the opening and closing tag, we have the actual text or the content on the web page that is affected by the tag. So here, the hello will be affected by the H1 tag. It's decorated with H1. Let's see what this looks like in the editor. You can see the code here, and let's see what happens if we take off the h1 tag and we just say hello. So here we see that the text looks a little bit different. If we add around the hello an h1 tag, we're actually marking it up or decorating it to tell the browser, hey, I want it to be displayed big and bold. So that's our first tag, the h1 tag, and this is our first HTML page. Now it's your turn.
Okay, so now we're going to continue. So by using the h1 tags, we're going to be saying hello world, and we have the h1 tags in the angle brackets right here with h1 inside of them, and at the end of the tags there's always a slash, so it knows that it's ended. So if we run the code, it will say hello world. And now let's continue. Now I'm going to put my name. So I put in the h1 tags, hello, my name is David. So it should come out as hello, my name is David in bold. And let's continue. And as you can see, we have different h tags, which stand for the headings, and each one, if it's 1, it's going to be the biggest. If it's 2, it's going to be the second. And if it's 3, it's going to be the third. Then it keeps on going, and the last one is h6, which is going to be the smallest. So if I do all of this, it should be biggest to smallest down. And now I'm putting the h2 tag to show what I like to do. And I put my name there as well. So it will come up with, hello, my name is David. And with the h2 tag, it says, I like to code. Now we're going to watch about images.
Hi. In this video, we'll learn about HTML images. So we've all seen it. Web pages have images. They spice up the web page, give us something to look at. It's very common for a web page to have an image. So how can we add images to our web pages? Well, introducing the image tag, IMG. So the IMG tag allows us to add
I think it lagged.
Sorry, 1 minute, we're going to come.
Text. It's just fetching an image and putting it on the page. So really, it's just simply image tag and some attributes. Now the attributes are very important. So what are the attributes of an image tag? First off, we have the SRC attribute, or the source attribute. The source attribute specifies where we should get the image from. And this is the URL for an image. So this is where the image tag will actually look to grab the image and insert it onto your web page. We also have width and height attributes, and these can be used to specify the size of the image, and it's specifying the size in pixels. Now, we'll be learning a lot more about pixels later on in the course, but for now, just know that pixels are the tiny, tiny little dots of color on your computer screen that, when put together, create the entire image. So for example, I can zoom in really, really close here, and you can see that all of these shapes on the screen are really made of these tiny, tiny little squares, each of which have a color. Now, each of those squares are 1 pixel. To give you an idea, that first line has a thickness of about 1 pixel, the second line has a thickness of about 12 pixels, and that last line has a thickness of about 24 pixels. And pixels are the unit of measurement we'll be using to size our images. Let's look at an example. So here we have an image, and we have specified the source attribute to pull an image from that URL. And the result is the CodeHS logo. Now we can add a width attribute of 100 pixels, and that will shrink the image. You can see that the height shrunk along with it. So if we only specify width or height, then the other attribute will scale to keep the image the same shape. If we specify both width and height, then the image will actually get stretched to fit into those dimensions. So if we have a width of 100 and a height of 600 pixels, then the image will actually be stretched to look really tall.
Now let's continue.
Excuse me, can you play that video again, please?
Okay. Like the whole video or a part of it?
Hi. In this video, we'll learn about HTML images. So we've all seen it. Web pages have images. They spice up the web page, give us something to look at. It's very common for a web page to have an image. So how can we add images to our web pages? Well, introducing the image tag, IMG. So the IMG tag allows us to add images to our web pages. So let's look at an example image tag. So there's a couple important things to note here. First is that there's no closing tag, kind of like BR and HR. There's no need for a /image tag because really there's no text being annotated by the image tag. There's nothing to put inside an image tag and close it because the image tag isn't really doing anything to text. It's just fetching an image and putting it on the page. So really it's just simply image tag and some attributes. Now the attributes are very important. So what are the attributes of an image tag? First off, we have the SRC attribute, or the source attribute. The source attribute specifies where we should get the image from. And this is the URL for an image. So this is where the image tag will actually look to grab the image and insert it onto your web page. We also have width and height attributes, and these can be used to specify the size of the image, and it's specifying the size in pixels. Now, we'll be learning a lot more about pixels later on in the course, but for now, just know that pixels are the tiny, tiny little dots of color on your computer screen that, when put together, create the entire image. So for example, I can zoom in really, really close here, and you can see that all of these shapes on the screen are really made of these tiny, tiny little squares, each of which have a color. Now, each of those squares are 1 pixel. To give you an idea, that first line has a thickness of about 1 pixel, the second line has a thickness of about 12 pixels, and that last line has a thickness of about 24 pixels. And pixels are the unit of measurement we'll be using to size our images. Let's look at an example. So here we have an image, and we have specified the source attribute to pull an image from that URL. And the result is the CodeHS logo. Now we can add a width attribute of 100 pixels, and that will shrink the image. You can see that the height shrunk along with it. So if we only specify width or height, then the other attribute will scale to keep the image the same shape. If we specify both width and height, then the image will actually get stretched to fit into those dimensions. So if we have a width of 100 and a height of 600 pixels, then the image will actually be stretched to look really tall.
Okay, so I hope everybody understood that video. So
Yes.
continue.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so now we have the heading like before, welcome to CodeHS, and we have the image tag. So in the video, it said that the image tag doesn't need an ending tag. So it has the source inside of it, and it has the URL for the image, and the width of the image is 200. Let's okay, so it's going to be the code HS symbol, and let's see what it will look like. So welcome to code HS, and this is the code HS symbol with the width of 200, and I can't really see the other part, but yeah. Now we have several images, one of a cat, one of the sunset, one of a humpback whale, and one as San Francisco neighborhood. And all of these have heights of 150. So if I get all of these, they'll be laid out on the page. Yeah, just like that. So there's the cat, there's the sunset, there's the humpback whale, and that's San Francisco. Let's submit and continue. So we have the H1 tags, and this time we have the P tags, which are like paragraphs. And like the headings, they need an ending tag, and inside it says, learning how to code is difficult at first, but if you practice, you'll succeed. So my name is David, I love to code, and with the paragraph inside of it. Then it will show you all of that. So the paragraph has a different font and a different size to the headings. So you said, oh, welcome. So it says, heading 1, welcome to my web page. And this is where you can put everything about yourself.
Okay, all right. So thank you, David. Yeah. So this is where we're going to break out into rooms. Okay. So quickly before we do that, has anyone got any question before we do that? So okay, David, can you quickly go through how to register, because some people are just joining. So if
I have
you
a
can
question.
how to register on code HS. Okay, all right. I think instead of David, can have someone actually that wants to quickly do that for us quickly? If I can have volunteer. So I want a new person actually, so that's fine. So can we have another person? No, you should put down. Okay, let's see. Nifemi, do you want to share your screen to help?
No, I wanted to ask a question.
So that you can show others how to log in and what.
Yeah, I can show others how to log in.
I have a question.
We can hear you, so if you want to unmute yourself. Okay. All right, cool. Thank you. But you need to unmute, Nifemi, okay? We can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. So first you go to sign up. You press create a student account. You can do your first name.
Nifemi, can you hear me? We can't hear you.
I can hear
Are
you.
you sure you can't hear me?
I can hear you, Sandy.
Yeah, we can hear
Sorry,
you.
1 minute. Sorry, I think
We can hear you well.
Oh, okay. Sorry, it's
Yes,
actually for me. Don't worry. So it's actually for me. You can continue? Sorry, it's from my side.
Write your last name, your email address, I do not know my parents' email address. You write your email address or your parents, your password, and then you confirm your password. A password that you can remember. And then once you've done that, after that, you could probably log in anytime. You can log out and log in anytime you want.
Okay, Nifemi, one thing again, sorry, if you want to share. So you didn't actually tell us the code, so you need to also, if you can do that, please.
I should do what?
If you want to tell us the code that we need to put the class code.
Okay.
Yeah, please.
So I'm gonna log in real quick so I can show you the code. I might have logged into the wrong account. Sorry, I logged into the wrong account.
Okay, no problem. You can.
I'm gonna mute real quick because I need to ask my mom for her email address.
Okay. All right. I can give you. You can log into that account again. So quickly, if you log into that account again, I can give you the code so you can put that. You can use the one that you used before, if that's okay. Okay, cool. For those guys that have not logged in before, okay. Nifemi, if you can click on join section, okay.
My mom logged in for me.
All right, cool. Okay, that's good. If you can click on join section at the left-hand side where you have the resources. Down. Yeah, that one. Yeah, join section. So everyone can do that. So then, yeah, this is where you need to put your code if you haven't joined the section. So the code is, can you type that F for Freddy? FC 07 D for data.
D.
Okay, then you click on join.
And then you join the section.
Yeah. So of course it said you've already in the class. So if you haven't joined before, then it's going to allow you to join. Okay. Thank you so much, Nifemi, for that. So yeah. So before we break into rooms, okay. Has anyone got any other question? You need, okay. All right, cool.
I've got a question.
Okay, all right, Grace. What's your question?
Did you add any things to the course? Because before there was only I had 100% at something because I think I finished it. Now it says I have 90 because I think you added something to it.
Yeah, I added the last assignment, so which is the project. So that is what I'm going to show you now. Okay. So I'll go through that quickly now. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So you can see my code HS screen. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So now you've got this particular project, right? So this is where you're going to do lots of fun stuff, right? So if you go in there, So you can do a lot of fun stuff from here. So, and you can design a cool project, different things. So you just need to go in there and do those things. So that is what I've just added, okay? So that you can be able to do that. So, and
Uncle Deji, that's the same thing as the challenge. You did the exact same thing.
yeah, that's the same thing. That's the same thing. I know most of you have already done that. So yeah, this is kind of
I think the difference is that I think you have to write in words for that one. There are no blocks.
exactly. So both of them is the same thing. Just make a website. So you got two options. So I want everyone to make cool websites. Okay. So with that, so we're going to break into rooms now. So let's use that and make a lot of cool websites. Okay. So for the next week, when we come back next week, you have options. So I think next week we're going to do demo only, basically. So you'll be able to showcase the cool site that you've made, whether using the challenge or using this one. Anyone is fine, okay? If you are able to do the challenge or if you're able to use the project here, that's okay. So you'll be able to, showcase what you've done for next week, okay? Quickly, let's go to our rooms. We only go like 15 minutes, okay? So I'm going to...
Did you say 50 or 15?
15 minutes, okay?
And you put the join code in the chat.
Sorry?
And you put the join code in the chat.
Okay, I can do that, don't worry. So before we break into rooms, let me send that quickly. Can everyone be muted, please? Thank you. Okay, so that is the code, okay? So now, so we got 15 minutes, so I'm going to see you at your rooms. Okay, so room one. So we still have room one, Nifemi in room one, we Kamsi in room one. So in room two, we still have Oluwatishe in room two and Exe in room two. In room three, so in room three, I've got Shibudom in room three, and also, okay, I would add another person, Animan, I think, yeah. Room four, I've got Grace in room four and Emmanuel Adramoju in room four. Then room three is going to be, you're going to have Eman in room three as well. So room three, Eman, you're going to be in room three. Room four, so we have David Elvis, Daniel, and also we have Grace in room three, and also Emmanuel actually. So you guys can work together. So,
Uncle Deji, you said I'm in room 4 and room 3.
no, you are in room 4, not room 3.
They can't see you now.
So we're going to start the room now.
Uncle, am I not leading a room?
So who's talking? Sorry.
Huh?
Who is talking?
Tiranulua.
Tiranulua, you are in room 1. I said room 1. You and Kamsi in room 1.
Okay.
So, okay, I'll
Am I
see.
leading in a room?